Hey, what's up, Good Life? Thanks for joining me for today's 128 moment. You know, when I come home at night from work and I turn on the nightly news, it sometimes feels like I just signed up for an elective root canal, like I'm just signing myself up for senseless pain. There's so many things that we see on the news that can cause us to be concerned and be worried. But as I was thinking about the nightly news and I was reading in our Good Life Journal reading plan today, we were in Psalm chapter 40, and it reminded me of not only that was one of my favorite Psalms, but it's connected to one of my favorite bands. So what does the nightly news, Psalm 40, and my favorite band have to do in common? We'll go back all the way to middle school. The year was like 1987. I think I'm in 8th grade, and I bought my first album. The first album I ever purchased was U2's The Joshua Tree. And as soon as I listened through that album, I was hooked, and I've been a U2 fan for years. So in the coming weeks and years, I bought as many U2 albums as I could get. And in the midst of one of those albums was a song that sounded very familiar. I'm listening to the song, I'm like, I'm sure I've heard this before. These lyrics sound so much like something I've heard somewhere, and I couldn't figure out where it was. Well, the song was called 40. And that song is basically, the lyrics of it are the words straight from Psalm chapter 40. And in our reading today, it actually says this. It says, I waited patiently for the Lord. He inclined to me and he heard my cry. He drew me up out from the pit of destruction, out of the miry bog. And he set my feet upon a rock, making my steps secure. He put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to the Lord. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. And then as the song goes on, basically the refrain of the song is how long to sing this song. It's this heart cry of the singer of saying, Lord, here's your promise that when we're stuck in the muck and the mire of life, that you promise to lift us up and set our feet on solid rock. But Lord, how long are we going to have to sing this song? Maybe you feel that way sometimes when you turn on the nightly news or you encounter some pain and dysfunction in your family or in your home, Lord, and just whatever you may be facing. You may have those moments when you cry out to God, Lord, lift me up out of the muck and mire. Lord, set my feet on solid rock. But Lord, how long will we have to sing this song? Looking at the news, sometimes it feels that way as well. But as we consider those things, I want us to remember that we serve a God who's bigger than any circumstance. We serve a God who is strong enough to lift us out of the deepest pit. And we serve a God who's sovereign over everything we see on the nightly news. And while we would never willingly sign up for the things that come into our lives, we serve a God who is bigger. And when we are a people who cry out to the Lord when life hurts, many will see and trust the Lord because they see the hope and the faith that we have in our hearts because of him. Now, consider the fact that there is an answer to that question of how long are we going to have to sing this song? Lord, how long is life going to hurt? How long is this world going to be a mess? And I want to leave you today with God's promise from Revelation 21, where it says, there will come a day when he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be any mourning, nor crying, nor pain anymore, for the former things have passed away. Good Life Church, let us be a people who remember that we aren't living by faith because of what we see in the world today. We are living by faith because of what we see in God's word and because we know that there will come a time when God will make all things new, when the old will pass away and the new will come, and there will be no more tears, there will be no more pit of destruction, there will be no more mire and clay. It'll be our lives gathered around the throne with people from every tribe and nation and tongue singing a song of praise to the one who sits upon the throne, the one that you and I can cry out to today. Hope that encourages you in the times that we're living in. I hope it gives you hope in the face of fear. And I hope you'll join us on Sunday as we begin a new series called Family, His People, His Purpose, looking at the fact that God has established His family, and there's a way we can live today that will reflect to the world that we are a part of the family of God. Hopefully we'll see you there, 9:30 and 11 at the church, 11 o'clock online. And until then, let's be a people who will love enough.